Hey, it's Sam back here. Welcome to this video. And I'm excited today to show you LeadSensationz. This is a new software coming out. This idea isn't unique, but the implementation of this is actually really good. So I wanted to show you the software because it's going live at a low cost. You'll be able to find a huge amount of businesses that potentially need your help, and the data this software gets is really good. It also gives you the ability to find businesses and then go ahead and email those businesses so you can reach out to them through that. Now, speaking from experience, I ran an offline consulting business back in New Zealand before leaving overseas and traveling and becoming an online marketer. And this is one of the strategies that I used. I actually used a similar software to this to find leads. Now, what you can do with this software is you can find a range of different businesses within one location, and then you can contact those businesses really easily. Then you can wait until they get back to you. Now, one of the methods that I used, which you can actually use with LeadSensationz, is I would use a software like Streak. What this software does is once you find these businesses, you can actually track which of these businesses have actually opened your emails. And then from there, once you've actually tracked who's opened your emails, you can go ahead and email them back. You can see whether they haven't opened your email and you can reach out to them. You can even put them into a lead tracking system where you can track who you're still communicating with. You can get reminders as to when you should be communicating with them. And the software is free. You can just install it. It's for Gmail. And this is a really handy tool that will work alongside LeadSensationz. So let's try this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search a comment for a cafe in Wellington. Now this is where I used to live. I used to do consulting here, and we're going to search in Wellington around that radius for a cafe. A little fact about Wellington is it's the coffee capital of the world. It's actually has the highest per capita of coffee places in the world. However, in saying that, New Zealand is often hard to find data on because New Zealand businesses, many of them, haven't caught on to the web yet. There's a huge opportunity in places like this, and you'll find this in the States as well, that many businesses, they have registered their Facebook page and they've let it die. They've registered Twitter, they never update. They've got a website that looks like it hasn't been updated since the 2000s, and you can actually approach these businesses and offer an affordable solution to do all of this, either offering video services, website services. You could offer social media services. That's what we did back in New Zealand. My wife ran a social media company back in New Zealand where she would have a lot of clients that she would work with, and she had outsourcers doing all the social media for them, all the updating for them. And as you'll know, that's a very big business right now. A lot of people make a lot of money through helping businesses, offering a real solution to them in these situations. So it takes a couple of minutes to process all of this, and then you get all of the data. Now, cafes don't typically have much of an online presence, mainly because people on the street tend to walk into them and they feel like that's the case. However, in a competitive place like Wellington, where there's so many different cafes, these cafes really need to do something to stand out, because if they're not doing something to stand out, they'll get left behind, all right? They'll get forgotten. And there's many different things that I would do to reach out to these different cafes. However, you can see here that many of them don't even have any sort of web presence, which is crazy when you think about it. You could go and find these details somehow, other than the software, to reach out to these businesses and offer them a website, offer them a social media account, offer them something they don't already have. And for these businesses that are on Facebook, they are on Twitter, you can actually see what their website URL is. You can go ahead and visit it if you want to. You can see whether they're using WordPress or not. So you could sell WordPress plugins, or you could offer to set up a WordPress blog or website for them to help them with their rankings. You can find their email address if it's listed online. You can see how responsive they are on Facebook and social media networks, and the page speed of the website as well. You can then even generate a website analysis to see how well they're ranking. And you can download a PDF report and you can go ahead and use that when you actually approach this business. Now, there's a lot of other information you can get as well. Say if we were to go in here, for example, you can see here they've even got a video listed that was listed on YouTube from this particular company. And it's found that information for this particular business. For this one, for example, they have a email, so it's actually found that email, and you'll be able to then send them a standard email. Now, you could use this software to reach out to these businesses. What I personally recommend doing, if you're dealing with individual businesses that you know, I would consider sending out a streak email, because then you can track the email's progress, and that can be really good. Now, this business is on Instagram. You can actually see they're on Instagram. They've got a website URL, so you can track all of that. You can go and visit them on Instagram by clicking the button there, and you can see their business, and you can see they've got a bit of a social media presence. With these types of businesses, I'd usually go ahead and I'd see when did they when did they update? How likely or how often are they updating? If they're updating all the time, maybe they need some help maintaining that. Or alternatively, they are someone that's interested in doing more over social media as well. It's easier to offer social media services to a business that's already on social media, just as it is easy to offer video services to a business that's already using video. It's a lot easier because they already are sold on the idea. They just need help with the implementation. So what the software does is you can find out all of this information. You can go down these. You can choose to go ahead and select which ones you want to email. So if I want to go and select these, I can go and select and I can email them. I can click add to campaign, or even start email campaign. I can even start an email campaign, and it will go ahead and it'll give me the emails to export. So I would actually be able to export these to .csv and then send out that using this data. I could use this data to have knowledge of what this business is about, what kind of help they need, or I could actually send an email through within the system. And the great thing about this system is it already pre-builds, or it's pre-written an email for me. Now, usually when you're sending these emails, one thing that I noticed is it's good to keep it short, it's good to keep it to the point. See this here? This is fine. Now, there's a few improvements that should be made to it. I personally delete some of this. Let me go through it so I can help, so you'll be able to do the same. I would say my name is, you want to make sure you've got, hi, my name is Sam, and I am a local, and then I would go into, and I help businesses with Facebook marketing. Then I would say, I wouldn't go through any of this because they know it. I was looking for, I had a look at your business and found that you're on Facebook, and you've got a following. I can help you to maintain your social media accounts and keep them updated for a low cost, so you know they are up to date. Currently, we run the following pages, and I'd put a list of different pages that you're actively running. They could be yours, they could be someone else's. If this is something that interests you, feel free to get back in touch. My details are below. Then I would say, name, and then I would have my signature. All right, so make sure you have a really professional footer. That's often what's going to stand out for people. Also, when you send these emails, make sure that when a business is responding back to you, have an automated message that shows that you're busy, that you have other clients, such as, hey, if you're looking for help with your business, or if you've done this, if you've done that, then hey, I might be away, I could be doing this, but I'll get back to you in 24 hours. Have some sort of automatic response so it shows you're professional. Have a nice looking logo, a nice looking website. The example pages, make sure they're active, up to date, and they really showcase the best of what you're offering. And now I've just written up a little bit of copy for this if you're a Facebook marketer. However, if you were into video marketing, you would add something different. You never want to give them a range of different options. You want to see which option is going to be the best for that business. You want to approach them with that so it's more specific. Then once you've connected with the business, then you can go and look at the other services you can apply to on top of what you're offering them. Okay, quick tip there. Approach with what you think would be best for them. Get your foot in the door, and then you can engage them in a conversation about the rest. This template isn't bad. However, I wouldn't use it probably. Being frank with you, I probably wouldn't use it. The main reason is that I've done this before, and I know that this is the best. This is a much better approach of how to email businesses. This is what you'll have more success with. So that's basically that. Once you go ahead, you've said you've agreed to anti-spam policy. You can then click send, and it's going to send it out to these businesses. For a subject, you'd want to put in something like inquiring about social media services, or do you need help with Facebook, something like that. Always be direct. Now, in my experience working in New Zealand, helping New Zealand businesses, they responded better to direct. And saying that, it could be different country to country, different cultures, different people, different types of people, different businesses, different niches. Usually the direct approach worked best for me. Then you can click send. Or you could copy this and you could actually add it into, your streak email that you're using as well. Cool, so it's that. All right, so that's what I would recommend, or how I'd recommend using the software. Again, you can find videos, you can have a look at what videos our businesses are offering. What I'd probably encourage you to do is use some of the training and the bonuses that I've provided. Copycat Social, for example, is a really good social media course. It'll show you how to outsource your social media, so you can have other people doing the services for you, and all you need to do is just use the software, contact businesses, get clients on board, and let your staff do the rest. You can even recruit salespeople. I go into a way of recruiting salespeople for free inside of that course, where you don't have to pay anything up front. You pay them commissions on sales made. You arm your salespeople with a software like this, and you've got a really good working plan. So that can work really, really well as well. Awesome. I hope you've learned something from this as well. I've gone a bit off the software, and because this is something that I do really like. It's something that I'm quite passionate about as well. And you can see here, you can adjust your logo. You can, see a list of campaigns that you've added, or see different people that you've added as I added those campaigns, so you can keep track of who you've contacted. And you can also generate a web analysis, and this is useful. I haven't shown this to you yet, but you can basically add your different logo to it, add your details to it. You can create a proposal for the business and preview. We'll go and save and publish, I guess. And you'll be able to then have a look and see where this business needs help. All right, let's just generate a web analysis. Now the PDF report as well, that's again a good way you can approach a business with that. It generates a PDF report, so you can go and approach the business and look to help them as well. Now it's just preparing this this report for me about this particular business, and it's going to show me where they are in terms of the SEO ranking, all of that information as well. Cool, preview. Here it is down below. Awesome. So I'm just going to slide down here. This is what it shows. So this is what you can hand a business. It does a full SEO report. So if the business does need help with SEO, this will save you a lot of time. You don't have to go write this up yourself, because you will need to write up something like this. Instead, you can just generate this. It shows all the details, and then you can explain it to the business. And inside of the training, there's information on explaining what this does. They've given it a B rank for this. It's got a B rank, Google Speed 77, and this will be really helpful for a business to know as well. Cool, thanks for listening. This is Sam Becker. I hope this has been useful and you understand what this software does. I look forward to talking with you again soon.